Hi again. Here we are to continue talking about our component project. And so far, let's imagine that we've completed all of our components. And what we want to do is we want to document them and make them available on the internet for other people to use them through GitHub. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a quick look at GitHub. And here is the GitHub repo where we're going to store all of the UI components. So this is under Make School 18 UI components. We may move this to Make School without the 18, right? And these are all the components that have been submitted by students. This may change by the after you see this video, but or by the time the video ends up on the internet. But these are all the components that people have submitted so far. I've added my component here as an example. So I called it Circle View Component. And when I click in here, you can see I've got a README and it says Circle View. But what I want to do is I want to show a little more information here. So I'm going to document my component and write some more information here. And what I'd also like to do is show an image of the component and maybe a short animation to describe how the component works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an application called Giphy, okay? And I have it installed already, so I'll look up Giphy Capture, okay? And you can look that up too. When you run it, it kind of looks like this. And what it allows you to do is when you press the button here, it records everything inside this window right here that's on your screen, okay? And so you can Google up Giphy Capture. We'll do Giphy Capture like this. And we can find Giphy Capture there, and you can download it yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up right now, and I'll go to Xcode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the simulator, and the simulator will. I still have this set. I didn't set this back to the original one. Maybe I'm going to keep it like this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it like this, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Giphy Capture. I might change this later. I'm going to move it like this and kind of arrange it so the window covers the simulator, right? Something like that, right? And then I'll kind of move it. And I can't click through it right now. I can't click through it, but when it's running, when it's recording, I'll be able to do that, okay? So anyway, so I'm all set up here. And then what I'll do is I'll hit the record button, and then I can drag my slider like this, right? And then I can click the stop button, and then now I have an animation down here, right? So if I click on this, it opens up a little window here that shows me the animation. Now, I kind of made a mistake, right? So I started the animation at 99 when really it should have said 50 there. And that's actually a flaw in my software here. I should, set the software up so when it initializes, it sets the value in the middle here. So I'm going to add that as a fix that I'll add later. And what I think I'm going to do is re-record this, right? So now I've got the number set to 0, and that matches the position of the line here. And so what I'll do is I'll just close that window, and I'll make another recording by clicking the red button. So I'll click my red button there. I'll grab the slider and I'll drag it all the way across. And then I'll drag it back down like that. And then I'll click stop, right? And now I've got a new animation, right? So here's my new animation. I'm happy. I like this a little better. This is an animated GIF. I can use it in my README and include it with my repo for my project. And so all I need to do now is upload it. So one more note, when you're in Giphy, there's a little edit button here, and when you click on it, it gives you some options for editing your GIF, right? So you can adjust the timeline here if you want to grab the start and end point, right? So I'll leave this alone. I think I have a pretty good start and end point. You can set it to loop or reverse or ping pong, okay? You can set the size. So the size here is the original size. You can do 640 pixels or 480 pixels. Maybe I'll make this a little bit smaller, and that'll save on file space, right? And it'll fit on the screen in the web browser a little better. So I'll make this 320. And then you can choose frames per second. So you can do high, which is 15 frames a second. You can do low, which looks like 10 frames a second. I guess high is 23 frames and standard is 15. So I think 15 is probably pretty good. I'll go with that one. And you can add a caption. I'm going to click done. And then what I'll do is I'll click the save button. And then I'll name this screenshot.gif. Actually, I think you don't even have to put GIF. It'll automatically put it on there. And let me go find my project here. Here's my folder. And my component goes in the circle view component folder, right? So I'll put screenshot in there and click save. And there we go. So now I've got my animation there, right? And then you can just close Giphy when you're done and quit the simulator. Okay. So there's a quick video on making the screen capture. And just as a side note, if you want to add, this is my my README that's in the folder. So if I want to include the GIF, what I'll do is I'll do exclamation point, square brackets, name of file, which is screenshot.gif. And then in here you put the name of the file also. So this is actually the name of the caption, right? So this would be a screenshot for my project, and then this would be the file name. And this is in the Markdown code that will display an image, right? So I can add that to my README, and then take a quick look at GitHub here, and I'll push my animated GIF up to my site, and I'll say, you know, added GIF animation. Wait, I gotta spell it right. And then I'll just sync it up with my project there on GitHub. And there we go, right? So now if I go over here and I refresh it, you can see I've got my animation there to go with my description. And then I'll fill in the rest of the description here, and I'll include some code samples so people using my project will know how to use it, right?